Rightio then. So here we are in the Calvary. Now this is the actual worship section at the end here. You can see the 3 crosses on the top. Obviously they're representative of Jesus and the 2 which were next to him. And in here, hoping that you're going to be able to see this, it does look as though at one point in time this may even have been used for confession. Now I'm not sure about that, but it's a possibility, isn't it? I mean, this is the Catholic faith after all. And this has been bricked in, so who knows? It could even have been that there was a small church here at one point in time. I don't know, I would put money on that. Looking at this mound of stones that we've got around it, I would guess that that would have been the case. I mean, just look at this. It looks absolutely amazing. It really does. Is there anything more perfect? We'll have a little potter around the back and see what clues there are for us. Yeah, a huge mound of stones here. I really do believe that there must have been a church here at one point in time, and that remaining bit is all that stands from what once could well have been a small chapel of some sort. That's what this, you know, it has to be. Look, it really does. Look at the light. Come on, fall for us there. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm like a little kid when it comes to the sunlight going like that. Anyway, we'll walk on. Ben's in his element. He's thinking this is great. All this wood to chew on. It's just marvellous to him. So, yeah. Oh, look, and someone's been collecting firewood for us. I'm kidding. Unfortunately, I wish somebody would collect some firewood for us. But you know what they say, if you want something doing, you've got to do it yourself. So let's see what this says here. It says something about the crucifixion. If there's any Latin speakers out there, then pray, do translate for us. Obviously it's about Jesus as well, and it's come from John. It's even got, actually, the scripture, which I think this probably is taken from. It's hard to see, though, because of the crack. But it looks to me, X, like an X, a 1 and an X. So, ooh. Almost knocked that off then. That wouldn't have been very clever, would it? So anyway, I'm really excited to have a look at these stones properly. So that's what we're going to do. I'm also quite excited, actually, at the idea of being filmed in front of this. It's just, unfortunately, I don't think my arms are quite long enough to be able to get the whole thing in properly behind me. So, never mind. We're going to start here then. This is the first one. So I'll stand back so you get the full effect. We will end up actually back down here because they work in a circular. We'll have to walk down to the end and then back around. So, Jesus is condemned to death. Let's look in more detail. It had to happen though, didn't it? To save us all. Oh dear me. And look, you can see this is Jesus here because he's got what looks like a crown around his head. Oh look, the spear here. One has to wonder the fact that they featured that, if that's got more relevance than yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Look, they've been planting more trees, which is rather nice. So, excuse me. Here we are. Jesus is laden with the cross. Oh, sorry, loaded with the cross. Actually, I was just thinking it's quite interesting because some of these have got Latin written, inscripted on them, and some of them actually do have it translated to English. That's kind of interesting. So, here we are. I can only presume that the spears there are there to represent the soldiers, of course. And of course Christ always has his halo around him, around his head. Got a horse there at the back. Okay, well, on we go. Let's see what the next one's going to be then. Aren't the colours amazingly vivid? Little Ben. He's just going from one stick to another, he really is. So Jesus falls the first time under the cross. Oh. I'll just step back a wee bit so you can see the whole thing. There. Wow. Can you imagine the weight of that cross, carrying the sin of the world on his shoulders? Literally. Quite literally. Oh, I was just thinking there's no women in these pictures yet. And here we are. Jesus meets his afflicted mother. So, she's got her hand over her heart, of course. Yeah, he's scowling, the Roman soldier. You're not going to speak to your mum properly. No, you've got to keep carrying this cross. Not to be distracted by feelings and emotions. That's the general feeling that I get going on here. You're ours and you're not going to say goodbye properly. Oh, very, very sad, very tragic. Well, okay, on to the next one. Aha. So, the Cyrenian assists Jesus to carry his cross. And there you see him. I can hear horses. I can see a horse. How lovely. Last time I came here, that's exactly how I was. Obviously, I didn't come right in on horseback. I didn't come in at all. I just rode past and wished that I could come in. So, good boy, Ben. I think the reason why they have horses as well in here is to represent the length of the journey. You know, Jesus didn't just carry this a short distance. It was, and also the crowds. You know, horses are used in crowd control and stuff. Although, of course, at this moment in time, pretty much everybody is wanting Christ to be dead. Dear me. Look at the light, it's falling on her face here. One can only presume that this is still Jesus' mum that's following. Well, you know what I mean, Mary. Alright then, we're going to go. Notice also how this guy, you know, the cross is clearly very heavy. He's got all his muscles showing, and he's really having to tense himself to help Jesus with the cross there. So obviously it's showing trying to demonstrate just how heavy it really is. Good boy. You're very clever. It stopped in the right place. So yeah, here we are. Veronica offers Jesus a towel. Very hot. It's obviously more an act of solidarity and compassion. Demonstrative, that she cares. And look, well, very tragic. The whole thing's so tragic. Breaks my heart, actually. So we're going to go on to the next one now. Gosh, it's probably going to be in tears by the time we get to the end of this journey. So here we are. Jesus falls a second time. Way to the cross and the journey. The weight, he has literally got the weight of the world on his shoulders. He is carrying the world's sin here. And look, you've got this Roman person there with his whip in his hand. Get up, keep going, keep going. Oh God, it's sickening and it's tragic, and this is what happened. It's just horrifying, isn't it? It really is horrifying. Now, just divert slightly, because here we have this amazing bark of a tree. Now, I think this almost tells a story in itself. I mean, look how ancient it is, and it's being left here, it's being propped up, so it's purposefully to be here. It belongs here. I wonder how old it is. If you look, it looks to me almost representative of like angels and demons. I know, obviously, it's just the bark of a tree, but it tells a story. And in here, you've got some writing, you see? I hardly dare touch it because, oh, it's quite solid. Quite remarkable. It really is. You wouldn't want to be taking any of this home with you as a souvenir. I think that would probably curse you. It belongs here. Alright then, so now we're going to go on to the next one, which is down here. Well, is it the next one? Let's see. Yeah, I think that these... Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, Jesus addresses the woman who weep over his sufferings. Oh, bless. Got his hand raised. See how they've carved his hand. Of course, women have more compassion than the men. They don't get easily led along and swept in the moment. I'm freezing, I should just add. I am really, really cold. I wonder if you can see. Every hair is standing up on my arm. I'm losing the feeling in my hands. Alright, Jesus falls the third time. I'm going to have to pause this, I think, and just pop my jumper on. So I'll do that now. Okay, so we're not actually alone here anymore. There's people. So I might end up pausing it again. Ben! Gone running off to say hello. Ben, come on, leave them alone. Good boy. Good boy. Little cutie, aren't you? Come on. Hi. So excited, aren't you? Come on. Come on. Right then, so Jesus is stripped of his clothes. Ben, stop it. Oh dear me, I might pause this. We'll see. Ben, come here. Good boy. Come on, let's go down to the next one. Just leave them alone. You can't jump up at everybody all the time. It's really rude. Oh, this one's a sad one. Jesus is nailed to the cross. Of course, they're putting the nails through their hands in this representation. That really wouldn't have been quite so accurate in real life, of course. But it's how it's being represented, isn't it? And you've got here them keeping this woman back. Reaching her hand out. Oh, dear me. Come on, little one. Good boy. It's unfortunate we had to get company, isn't it? I suppose it's going to stop me from crying, though. So maybe it's a good thing. Okay, so here we are. Jesus dies on the cross. Obviously a lot of time's passed by. So Ben's found himself a branch to chew on. Got Mary Magdalene there. Oh, sorry. I'm assuming, I'm presuming, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was his mum. But I'm sure that's meant to be Mary Magdalene, but we'll see. Let's go on to the next one, because we've got the resurrection to come. Here we have Jesus being taken down from the cross. How are we doing for time here? 18 minutes in. Sadness and tears. Now this would be quite some time because, obviously he didn't just die immediately, did he? And the spear of destiny, I wonder. That's not represented anywhere, no. Not that I can see anyway. Let's go and have a look at the next one. Or the last one. Oh, those people are going. It's the first time I've ever seen any people up here, ever. So it's kind of a bit typical, really, isn't it, that it would be the time I'm filming. Oh well, never mind. They didn't mind Ben, so that's good. Off they go. Jesus is laid in the tomb. You know what I find really actually very interesting is the fact that you've got all of these stones here representing the crucifixion, yet there's absolutely nothing to represent the resurrection, unless you were to think that we being here now is representative of the resurrection. And so I suppose how would they have drawn that onto a plaque? Wouldn't have been so easy to represent maybe as the crucifixion actually is. So anyway, we're back here at what I believe to have been a church that we have the remains of. Now what I want to do is walk down and show you the there's another plaque which is as you come in. It's of Jesus on the cross. But let's just see how many of these do we actually have. Because I always thought there was 13, but maybe I'm going mad. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, there's more, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And maybe I'm not going mad after all. No, I think I am going mad because I'm pretty convinced that there's more than that. Right, I'm going to count them again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, including the 2 which are set back. And then we go on to number 15, which is down here. I just missed out on that wonderful sunlight which was casting itself down on us. So this is all in Latin here. And it's quite an interesting one actually, because Luke, you've got, actually, if I was going to just completely wreck the moment, my star sign's Libran. And if I was going to wreck the moment by like bringing such a thing as astronomy into it, which I shouldn't be doing because I'm wrecking the moment, then look, it looks like the scales. Now, I think more likely it's meant to represent the scales of life. Well, clearly that's what it's meant to be, and it's absolutely nothing to do with the occult thing that is astronomy. Oh dear me. So I apologise for ruining this by digressing. But you know, when I was younger, I would have thought to myself, oh wow, they've got like that. That's like, yeah, that's like quite ego-based, isn't it? But I wouldn't have thought it in an ego-based way. I just would have thought, wow, that's really cool. That's my star sign. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because I'm just digging myself a hole here. I've learnt a lot as time's gone by. I would never have believed a lot of the things that I believe now when I was younger. I would have thought that I was just being closed-minded. It's so ironic that in opening one's mind, truly opening it, sometimes you end up embracing things that as a youngster I would have thought was more closed-minded. But it's not being closed-minded when you're thinking about these things in the way with which they're intended. Obviously, there's really closed-minded ways to be, where you've got no compassion or understanding for anything that's going on. And obviously I'm not like that. Little Ben's found himself yet another stick. He likes it here, doesn't he? Anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to the gate, because on this we'll just have enough time to get that in, because on this segment I've ended up walking down there obviously, and so the gate actually isn't on it. I did actually start filming from where I'd left off from part 1, and I'm contemplating the idea of uploading it at some point, but it won't be for a while, because I've got really the perfect first and second parts here, which just complete this Calvary perfectly, and I don't really want to spoil that, so we can end this part by the gate here. In fact, we're going to leave and film it from this side, because it looks a bit dark from that side now. We are almost up on time anyway. I really hope you enjoyed it, and our time's up. Please watch part 1 because it just makes it perfect. And thank you very much for watching. We're going to go on a walk now and enjoy the rest of